Hi there, Slide Prepper here, and I've got a simple question to ask. Would you be able to go back to bases in an shtf? Would you be able to survive? Would you, do you have the knowledge to survive? I mean, but just bottom line, when you think about it, you watch shows like The Walking Dead and Revolution and other shows and stuff, and they go walking around or trying to survive and blah, 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 blah. Same clothes, day after day. But you never see any of them really took time to learn how to sew. They never sewed anything. They never took time to learn how to sew. They, for a while, they didn't even take time to raise plants, raise a garden. Had no idea how to thought of how to raise a garden. They were sitting there starving themselves to death. They was carrying small little backpacks, no bigger than a day pack, basically is what it was, for what you would normally send kids to school in, or you'd wear it used around town or whatever. And somehow or another, the hair always seemed to be able to be layered out and cut. Isn't it interesting? But the thing is, what I'm saying is, would you be able to go back to basics? Would you, you've gotten so used to the air conditioning and the convenience of the fast foods. Ain't that a big scrap roll? You've gotten so used to it that many people, I don't think would be able to do it. The immune system, we would be exposed to diseases. We have health issues that we have to deal with, of course. There would be people who would sell their firstborn for food. There were people who would turn on their own family and friends for a can of beans. I mean, it's just how it's going to be. The fact is, in a survival situation, there will be, let me use an example. During World War II, there was people that joined Hitler's group, young people, whatever, who followed him, and they turned in people they grew up with. Now, this is not just the first time. This is other times it's happened as well. But they turned in family members. They turned in their brother or their sister for expressing their opinion. I mean, other countries have been like that. I'm just saying this. I'm using this as an example. Here it is. They grew up with these people. Girls, boys, families, whatever. They grew up with them. And then they turned right around and turned them in, because that's what they're supposed to do in order to stay on that side. If you ever watched the movie Red Dawn, you will see in Red Dawn, the original one with Patrick Swayze and some of them on it. I think Patrick Swayze was in it. I may be wrong, but Charlie Sheen and all of them. But you have that one there, and then you have and the fact is, many people, they turn around and put the bands on, and they became part of this group. They became these people. They turn around and police their own people, their own kinfolks, their own family, in order to have that bed to sleep in order to have food in their bellies. They sacrifice others in order to do this, because for them, surviving was not what they was willing to try. So I'm asking you, you think you can go to a back-basis lifestyle? Do you think you would be able to go to a back-basis lifestyle? I think I talked about this once before, if you can or not. But the fact is, if SHTF happens, going back to basis will not be the answer for everybody. It won't. Many of them will betray others. Many of them, the true colors will show up. Many of them, in order, they become whatever, policing over the towns, the cities, to live in their little comfortable environments. They would not give up much of anything. They would become very brutal, very cruel in order for them to survive. And they will sacrifice their firstborn if it needs to be in order for them to survive. So, for most people, surviving and going back to basic lifestyle, they will not be able to do. They will give up. They will continue to scavenge. They will scavenge whatever piece of food they can get instead of taking a chance of learning how to raise crops or whatever. They will not know how to sew. They will not know how to insulate places to keep warm. It's just how it's going to be. It's just how it's going to be. But are you in SHTF, will you be able to go back to a back-to-basics lifestyle? Will you have the knowledge or some knowledge? Will you be willing to learn how to sew your clothes? Will you be willing to raise your own food? Now, I want to tell you something. Go to the library. Go to the library and event. Things do happen. Because there, the books will become gold. Find your books on nature. Find your books about planting. Find your book on how to sew. Find your books on how to make honeybee hives or greenhouses or whatever it is you need. And also find your books, grade school books on how to read, like, A for apple, B for banana. Because what is going to happen in a situation like this, if things do not get better, and that's, again, a big if it does not get better, what is going to happen is our children is not going to know how to read. Our children is not going to know how to write. So it's very important to know these things, to teach these things to the children, to educate them. Because I'm going to tell you what, they are going to be raised up in an environment that is all they know how to do. So their environment is going to be based upon what we do. What we do to survive. What we do to raise crops. What we do to teach our children and stuff. If they do not know how to read, there could be dangers in that. First of all, the word flammable, hazards, anything like that in that area could appear. And because of that, and they're not certain radioactive things in that area, if they do not know what warning signs are, they are going to walk into all of this. It will give them the vantage point in surviving by knowing how to read. It'll give them a advantage in knowing how to write. It will give them a advantage in knowing how to make paper to write on. So it's important to get the books in a back-to-basics lifestyle. Not everybody's going to be able to. But the fact is, going back to basics in an SHTF event is important. And surviving is something you have to do. Just bottom line. Every day I'm learning something new. Every day I'm teaching myself something. So, not everybody's going to be able to do it. Not everybody's going to be able to do it. They're going to turn on their families, going to turn on their friends. They're going to join the groups in order to continue with their overall lifestyle. They're going to sacrifice their firstborn, basically. So that's just how it's going to be. But going back to basics in an STH event is very important. And it's really a question of how you go about it. So this is the life prepper here saying be safe, be happy. Bless you all.